All right.
All righty. Well, let me
So
do
we are recording to the cloud.
screen share
There we go.
to the cloud. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, we
Yes.
can.
Fantastic. Well, welcome, welcome. I do believe this is our third and counting social event, fun social event between the Bluegrass chapter and the Southeast Michigan chapter. We are thrilled to be part of this fun bunch. So we'll see what kind of fun and trouble we can get into tonight.
Is this the third one you all have done this year?
This is
the third.
the third.
We did the holiday one was our first one. And then
Uh-huh.
we did our Irish toast is our second one.
Mhm.
So now this will be number number three.
Okay.
And Steph and I were already talking about number 4. So
Okay,
That's
good.
right.
So
That's-
I'm just thinking of extra things I'm going to tell Amanda at the chapter chat tomorrow night.
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I like the chapter chat.
Mhm.
So welcome. So as you can see, we've got a red, white, and blue theme going on. We're doing this as kind of a precursor to getting ready for Memorial Day. With that idea behind it, you will see our recipe theme in just a slide or two. But as a quick recap, this was where we left ourselves from our mind mapping. We kind of spent 2 sessions going through mind mapping and had a lot of fun discussions last time on strengthening chapters, which we thought was very cool correlation to continuing to build a community. So we will continue on with that just as a recap. But as always, we must start with food. So that is where we
Yay.
will start tonight as well.
Excellent.
Always starting with food. So again,
Love food.
tonight our theme is picnic fare. So if you guys have any fun-filled picnic fare favorite recipes, whether they're written or just things you whip up in a quick instance when you're going to go join some friends at your latest park, drop them into chat. I've got a slide in a couple screens that will have my email, and I'll put my email in the chat as well. What we'll do is what we do always, any additional recipes that you guys send, tonight or over the next day or two, I'll put together and we'll include all of those in our recap email from tonight. So to start out, this is the most easiest, fun, delicious cake, quick and easy. Anybody can make it. Pineapple angel food cake. This
Ooh.
is phenomenal. And I have 2 pictures because this one is a gravity defying cake to me. I'm not prior to this recipe, I had never been an angel food cake baker. And I have always mesmerized by how you cool these cakes. So when you cool the cake after it's cooked, you actually invert it over I take a wine bottle, beer bottles work well, but you have to invert it and cool it upside down.
Weird.
And
What?
I have
Upside down? Like
upside down.
but
So
upside down?
if you can see, here's the cake pan.
Okay.
And it's inverted. Here's the top of the cake. And then this is a wine bottle. I am not a wine drinker, so I do have my beer bottle that works as well. But the wine bottles are nice because the neck of the wine bottle is a little wider.
So the cherries never fall out when you do that?
No, I've only had it. I have made this so many times now over the last probably 4 or 5 years. I have only had it fall once. So what I do is, you can see I have a tray underneath it on the top of my stove. So if it falls, I never say there's a bad piece of cake. You just have cake crumbles if it falls.
It's perfect.
Yeah, so it's quick and easy. Can't get an easier recipe. You take a box of angel food cake that is the add water only cake mix. You take a can of crushed pineapple in the light syrup. You mix those 2 by hand. You don't even need a mixer. Mix them for just a couple minutes. It gets to be real fluffy and airy. If you want the maraschino cherries in it, then when in your cake pan, just put a little bit of the cake mixture in the bottom just to set the cherries. Then you put the cherries into the cake mixture in any variety you want. If you want to do the red, white, and blue, I'm sure you could throw in some blueberries as well. I just wouldn't go too heavy on the fruit, because Kathy, I'm like
For fear
you,
of falling.
I'm thinking it might fall.
Ah,
Put the rest of the cake batter on top, and then you cook it in the middle rack in your oven. And it varies on the oven. Usually mine will go for about 37 to 40 minutes. You want it to just be dry at the top and not sticky. I've tried the cake insert thing, but because it's 4 inches, it's kind of hard to do that. So as long as the top isn't very sticky, you're good. And then again, when you remove it from the oven, place it upside down over whatever bottle of your choice is. And we serve it with Cool Whip. So that's the icing we have. And I will tell you, this cake is best served cold. So it is phenomenal. And if you don't have an Angel Food cake pan, or you don't trust gravity, you can do it in a loaf pan too. So that works very easy, but it is the quickest, easiest cake I've ever had in my life. Just love it. To go on with picnic fare, I have a fun black bean corn salad. Again, super easy.
Well, wait 1 minute. Can we go back to the cake?
Betcha.
Okay.
Betcha.
So
Q&A.
when I look at this
Q&A.
cake, Q&A, it's Q&A. So when I look at this cake and I think of personas, right? Like, what would my persona be? Am I light and fluffy? Am I Kathy, the light and fluffy baker? What kind of persona would I have when I'm baking this kind of cake? Because I'm Steph, so I wouldn't be Kathy, but
I would say this is an excellent persona for someone who is trying to cook an impressing dessert without a lot of expertise behind their name.
light and easy.
Oh,
Light-
Steph, the newbie dessert maker or something?
you
There we go. Exactly.
Except you made cookies though, didn't you? So-
Yeah.
I typically make cookies, but I'm just saying we're doing user story mapping, so I'm trying to weave in a little bit of
Mm.
magic with the persona. So that's awesome, and I would eat that. And next time I'm around, I expect to have that. Just
There
saying.
you
So did you
go.
say, do you put something in the center when you're all done?
Yeah, when you have the cake pan, so this is inverted. So
Right.
this is upside down. So
Uh-huh.
in the center of this, the Angel Food, it's a tube pan. So it's actually a circle, looks like a big
Oh,
fat donut kind of
yeah,
pan.
yeah,
So the
right.
very center is just a pole that comes up, an open
Okay.
stem, if you will.
But I mean,
So-
when you're all done with it, like on the
So
right.
when you're all done with it, you could absolutely, that's a nice way to judge it up a little bit, Bill. I like the way you're thinking. I will tell you, when you're cutting this cake, you really need to use a serrated knife because it's so light. There's not a lot of substance there. And if you use a regular knife, you're just going to squish it down. Again, there is no such thing as a bad cake. It
That
all
is so
tastes
true.
good. But if you're into, impressions, first impressions, making it look great on the cake plate and on your dessert plate,
Awesome.
use a serrated knife. But yeah, throwing something in the center there would be really, really
That would
fun.
And is it difficult to get it out of a tube pan once it's baked? As long as
No, once it cools, and I let it cool for like about a half hour, just because the pan is hot.
Mhm.
So I mean, I'm inverting it wearing my oven mitts.
You
So I
butter it
let it-
too, right?
Do not grease it.
Don't grease it.
If
Oh,
you
it says
grease the
even right
pan-
there, do not grease the pan.
If you
You got to
grease
get
the
these
pan,
requirements right
it's gonna
here.
be coming out. Yes, maybe it needs to be put in a better highlighted, do not grease pan. Haven't tried it, but I'm guessing if you grease the pan, when you invert it, it's coming right out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Mhm.
So
Or the
Once-
extra butter or whatever might also get into the cake and make it too moist,
Oh,
good, very,
good
very
point.
true.
Good
depending on
point.
how heavily you do it.
Right.
Right.
So when you take it off the neck of the bottle that it's cooling on and turn it up right side up, I put a plate on top of it, flip it upside down, so that I can get it out of the pan. And you take a knife, just like a butter knife, and run
Go
it
around it?
along the edge. So you want to run around the outside edge of the pan, and then you also want to run around the inside little stem. And that will lift the outside of the cake pan off, and it's super easy to do that. And then you're left with the inner, the bottom, which is on the top, the bottom and the neck. So then again, you run your knife along that piece, because the angel food tube pan is a 2-piece pan. So it has a bottom and the side. So you just have to run a knife along every metal edge to get the pan to release.
Well, that just made me picture a storyboard example, because you gave us the entire story with your persona and gave us some requirements too.
I could storyboard out, I could story map
There we
this,
go.
and then it's how you use it, how you place it,
And how you eat it.
Yeah, and I tell you,
I'm into the eating part.
I know,
it's
I know.
it's a deceitfully easy cake. I mean, when it comes out, it looks really, really fun. And I just played around one time putting the cherries in it. I had no clue how it would really work, but I
Looks
Very
beautiful.
people try it.
It looks great. It looks delicious. Yeah.
So and it served cold, it is absolutely great. And because it's angel food and pineapple in my world, it's a healthy cake.
There you
good.
go. Yeah.
It's a healthy cake.
And the
It's
cherries
fruit,
too.
absolutely.
It's all,
Beautiful.
yeah, it's health food. Definitely.
Well, then
I'm right
the
there with
next
you,
one
Kathy.
is what polar opposite, because it's a bean corn.
Hey, Kathy,
Yes, Brian. Yes.
I'm glad you took the time to explain the recipe, because I looked at the picture of the wine bottle with a cake pan on top. I thought that's the ugliest damn lamp I've ever seen in my life.
I had to put, if you ever see my Facebook page, I put this picture out more often than I put the finished one, because this one still boggles my mind. I just,
Mhm.
I went through.
And I'm
high
sure
school
that one
physics.
gets comments.
Right.
It just cracks me up. But
Yeah, because
again,
I'm sure the comments go, what the hell is that? Yeah.
pretty much. Pretty much.
Well,
pretty
Brian,
much
I get
so.
your piece, so no cake for you for that comment. Just saying.
But you can,
I've got the
do it-
recipe now.
See, there you go.
point.
Oh, and you can also do it in a like a 9 by 10 by 13 pan, so you can do it in a regular cake pan. If you're gonna do it in that, or like a loaf pan, they still like to have it cool. If you have a loaf pan, they like you to tilt it so that the bottom of the cake pan is not resting on a surface. So I need to understand the behind the scenes of this whole angel food thing.
Well, we
I need
will-
to talk to a chef and go, please tell me why, because
Yeah.
I don't understand it all.
We can
Yeah.
do that at one of our games in the
And,
future.
and explain it in a chemistry and physics
Yeah.
manner, right?
With a proof of concept.
Yeah.
There we go.
Don't you see my eyes getting huge? I wouldn't understand it in that context.
Proof of concept.
Plain English.
But,
All right.
but the trial and error on this recipe is awesome, because it doesn't matter if it falls, it's still good cake. It
There you
really
go.
doesn't matter.
Oh, I'd eat it no matter what. I'm drooling over here.
Oh, it
Okay.
is so yummy. So
I don't
okay,
know, I'm
I
so
like
looking at you.
tacos for Taco Tuesday. Now I need
And-
my dessert.
Right. And I'm looking at your salsa cheese ball thing, and that sounds
Yeah.
wonderful
oh,
too.
that does, Marcy.
It
Thanks
is
for putting
so
that in there.
simple. My mom accidentally, she got invited to a picnic and had to bring something, did not have time to go to the store, grabbed stuff out of the fridge and blended it together, and it came out to be the best cheese ball we've ever eaten.
Ooh,
Oh,
And
wow.
I don't have exact measurements because I usually just try to make sure it's not runny, but your base is cream cheese. Then you use whatever shredded cheese you like. And I usually like a Mexican blend, that has
ooh.
some cheddar and, various different
Yeah.
ones, but you could shred whatever you want into it. And then whatever salsa you like. I use homemade when I have it, but if not, sorry, let me stop her again.
Wow.
I use whatever I have on hand. If I have homemade, or if I got some from the grocery store, like in their deli department, I can use that. But you can use just, old El Paso or whatever jarred one you have, whatever heat you want. And I usually I'm talking with not the gigantic bottle, but like the smaller 16 ounce or whatever, I start out with about half of that bottle. Obviously have the cream cheese a little bit softened or you won't be able to mix it, you know, if it's still hard as a
Right.
brick. So have it out for a little while. Mix it, add your shredded cheese in, and then my extra thing, if you like it a little bit spicy, is I put a packet of taco seasoning in it.
Ooh.
Oh, that.
So the
would be
persona
good.
is salsa cheese ball extra spicy.
Yes.
Ooh.
All
But
right.
you can modify it if you use a mild
Okay.
salsa and you don't, you know, you cut back the taco seasoning or don't even put it in and the salsa is enough for you. You know, I tell people just kind of taste it as you go. You can use it with any kind of cracker. I usually use something a little heartier like it's got to be a little bit like I use, why am I going blank? Triscuits, because
Triscuits.
they're heavier and it's
Yeah.
easier to dip it out with, or else use a knife to cut it because, you know, it is going to harden up because I recommend once you do it, you put it back in the fridge to get it hard. Obviously for your picnic, you're going to want people to eat it pretty quick because this isn't something you're going to leave sitting out forever. I usually don't have that problem because when I bring it, if people know what it is, it's gone anyway. So,
I bet.
Sounds delicious. Wow.
and it's great. You know, people ask me, how did you make that? It looks so hard. And I'm sitting there going, well, it's 4 ingredients and you just dump it in a bowl and mix it. Okay. It's really hard.
I spent
I'm
all
always
morning
embarrassed to say
making
what
it.
it is, but
Yeah.
it comes out so good. And
Yeah,
like
if
I
it was
said, you can
me, I'd
individualize
lie
it to
about
make
it.
it spicy or not.
Yeah, I'd totally lie.
Kathy, I'm with you. Say it takes hours.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Days of preparation.
Hours.
It took me
and-
forever because I started with the cream cheese still really, really hard. And believe me, the first time I did it, Mom forgot to tell me to soften it. I wasn't logical enough to figure it out. That day it did take forever.
Oh my gosh, that sounds yummy though. Oh
I
my
also have a
gosh.
strawberry soup that's really good, but again, it has cream and stuff in it, so it's not the best picnic food, but it's really cool and refreshing.
Strawberry soup. That
Sounds delicious.
Brilliant.
So, so
We've
Steph,
got-
I saw you had some deviled eggs in there
I
in the chat.
just
I love deviled eggs.
Hey, it's very simplistic Betty Crocker deviled eggs, you know? And I love a good deviled egg, right?
Mhm.
And you've got the recipe, you just follow it. But there is a trick to cutting deviled eggs, right? Do we all know what that is, right?
No, I don't know.
Nope,
what the trick
tell me
is.
the
No,
trick.
I'm gonna admit to being dumb, no.
Okay, all right. And all of you know this, but you probably don't know it. So you have an egg that's like round in the middle in, you know, an egg, right? So you
It's
don't,
egg shaped, yeah.
it's egg shaped. It's egg shaped. They're eggs. You don't cut them at their roundest part. You cut them, you know, from pole to pole, so you can place them in the dish.
Mm.
Because when you cut them in the round part, then they flop over unless you have a special egg tray.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds really stupid,
Ah.
but how many times have people, I've gone to places where they've been cut the wrong way. And
Uh-huh.
way back in the day, I used to do that until one day it was like, oh my goodness.
So you're saying cut
Oh,
them
so-
lengthwise?
Yeah, lengthwise, so that, you know, like from the narrow
Lengthwise.
to the narrow, so that they're
Uh-huh.
nice. So kind of like Marcy's thing, like, why didn't I think of, you know, like
Mhm.
softening up the cream cheese a little bit? Way back in the day, it was like, oh, that's how you do it. So not really a major secret. So I would call, I don't know, what would we call this persona? Deviled
Uh,
eggs, cut it simple, stupid or something?
Hey, he's good. So stupid.
And
Is that like
Educated woman makes deviled eggs, unlike me.
I just
I'm
go
just
with
saying, and it's so
Deviled
easy,
egg.
right? Deviled eggs, and I also do like a few little capers in them, which it doesn't have that recipe, but it gives you
Oh.
that extra little perk, so a little bit of capers, yum.
how about
Anyway.
mustard?
We are
I
sending
love
out all
mustard.
these recipes, right? I hope.
Yes, yes. So we will, and again, you guys can copy the chat if you don't want to wait. You can copy the chat and get the ones that are in chat now.
Right.
And we
And in fact,
will
you can,
include all of them.
you should be able to save the chat.
Yeah.
I
There's a
can,
little
but I'll probably
ellipses you
ask
can
someone to
click.
send it to me since I have to leave a little early, so I might miss some good ones after I have to leave.
We
Sure.
promise you will get it.
Thank
We
you.
will send
Yes, I
it.
really hate that I have my last choir practice, but you know, when you're doing the concert on Sunday and dress rehearsals Friday, you probably better not miss the practice. So
Well,
Why not? Yeah.
Probably.
Good advice.
Mhm.
Good
Now
advice.
you got lots of recipes so that you can bring all this to the, after.
Yeah,
choir
we've got a
concert.
picnic the following
Picnic.
Tuesday, the 24th, which is our
See?
wrap up. We have to bring
That'll be, oh,
bring
we're
something.
losing
So you guys are
Marcy.
saving my butt, and I wanted to surprise them and do something different. Then I'll get people bitching because I didn't bring the cheese ball, but
Oh,
I might
well.
bring that because it's easy, which I'm not telling them it's easy, and bring something else.
Well, see, you can
Well,
bring the angel food cake because that's super easy and put it in a loaf
That's what I was
pan,
saying.
and
I wanted
and
your
You could
recipe
take
for
the
that,
bottle
Kathy,
of
before
wine
that
that Kathy
Tuesday.
had.
Really, so we will set you up, Marcy, and we won't tell. So people are gonna go, wow, Marcy's been
I love
stepping
it.
up
They're
her
gonna think I'm
game,
so great.
stepping up her game.
All
All right,
right.
so we'll continue. I got two more to go through. Black bean corn salad. This one is great because you can basically, it's kind of like the kitchen sink kind of philosophy. You can put in here anything you want. I like the black beans, drain them and rinse them. Put them in a big bowl. Frozen corn, keep it frozen. Just break up the bag so it's not one big chunk of frozen corn. It's all the little nuggets. I like the red peppers. If you like yellow peppers or green peppers or orange peppers, use those as well. The red onion. I love onions. Again, at a picnic, sometimes onions aren't your best friend, but if everybody's partaking, we're all in the same boat. So you can use what
That's
you like.
true.
Limes are great. Gives a, kind of cuts through the hot spices. I use cumin and hot sauce. I like mine spicy. So if you don't like it as spicy, just kind of table back a little bit on those. The olive oil just kind of helps mix it all together. If you love avocado, chunk that up and throw it in there. I will use this. If you've ever gone to like Panera, or we have a Mediterranean restaurant, kind of a franchise called Pita Way. They do these Mediterranean bowls. So you have kind of like a quinoa base or a rice base, and then whatever else you want on top of it. So I will make this corn salad and put it on a base of quinoa. I'll add some diced up like chicken breast and diced up avocado, and it is a full meal. It is awesome. So
Wow.
again, you can play with this and just add in what you have, what you like, and make it fun. And it looks kind of pretty too.
So could you mix it
Yes.
with rice or something as well? If
Oh
you-
yeah.
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 Ooh.
If you've ever had Panera does those bowls as well. Panera
Uh-huh.
has an awesome Baja chicken bowl, which I fell in love with. That's where I got the idea to throw chicken and like avocado in
Mhm.
here.
Wow.
So
Wow.
you can really do whatever you want. And if you're not a hot sauce kind of person, if you like other stuff, I would think like a raspberry vinaigrette would be really good in this.
Wow.
If you like the Greek, the Greek dressings, we have conies out here in Michigan. So all the conies have a great Greek, awesome Greek salad dressing that they use, and that just goes with everything.
Mhm.
So,
Have you
and
ever
a lit-
tried jalapenos in it?
oh, now that would be good. I haven't I haven't tried jalapenos, but I think that would be great.
Yeah,
the
I mean, in that scenario, I'd probably omit the hot sauce, but I've
Yes.
had it with like little tiny pieces of jalapeno
Ooh, I
in
bet
it,
that's
and it's been
good.
really, really good.
Yeah.
Out of
I
milk.
I'm
bet.
muting because UPS just pulled up, so Furball is gonna go nuts.
The jalapenos is that's a great idea.
I probably would do both the hot sauce and the jalapenos.
Chipotle's.
I'm definitely a hot, I like stuff spicy.
So what would the persona for this one be? So we've got the black bean corn salad. Is it cumin to lime the dish? Is it, what are we thinking about this one?
It's good for you, but it tastes good anyway.
Oh, I like that. It's good for you, but it tastes good anyway.
Very creative.
Yes, I am not that creative.
Well, our recipe book is going to have the personas with them, right? Because it's
Oh, I love it.
your
I love
story
it.
mapping, right?
We'll put
A little
the
bit of
personas
method
with it.
behind this madness, or madness behind the method. I'm not sure. All right.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, and then all good recipes and all good build the community sessions are not complete until we have cookies. So
That
I
is
don't know if
ding,
you can
ding,
see
ding, ding.
behind my back is a whole set of cookies behind my back there on my picture. This one is a fun one. It was actually on a inside of a Land O'Lakes butter. If you do Land O'Lakes butter, they have some amazing recipes they included. So this is straight from them. The thing that I have not tried, I wanted to see if anyone on here has tried. This recipe is huge, so it makes a big chunk. If you're making regular size cookies, this will make about 4 dozen.
Oh, wow.
If you want to go for the jumbo, it makes about half. I usually do this recipe and make the 4 dozen. What I love about it, because you have both baking powder and baking soda, the cookies plump up. So they're nice and chewy instead of thin and crispy, like sometimes the ones I make. But here's the tip, and I'm curious, 2 tips. Wanted to see if anybody has tried this before. Tip number 1, apparently I did not go to baking school because I do this all the time. So now I have to try not doing it to see how my cookies come out. When you're measuring the flour, don't tap it or shake it to help level it off. Just lightly spoon the flour in and then level off with a knife. I am a tapper and a shaker. So I don't know, have not
And
heard
why
that
people
tip.
measure it? Like you see, like English bakers, they will take it and scoop it and put it on a scale to measure it. You don't see them packing it down, like getting it full.
You would think for efficiency, they would try and pack it.
I don't know. I haven't heard of, like here that says stir the flour in the bag with like a large spoon to lighten it. So I'm the one that either in my canister or the bag, if I open up a new bag, I will take my cup, my dry measuring cup, and I'll put it into the bag, scoop up my cup, tap it, and then level it off. That's how I've done it for my, I don't know, 57 years of my life of making cookies. So I'm going to have to try this to see if it makes them a little lighter. But here's the one I haven't tried. I'm curious if anybody on board has tried this, is to, come on, there we go. To refrigerate the dough for at least an hour. They recommend overnight to let the dough hydrate and the flavors develop. So they say that makes a thicker and chewier cookie than if you bake it immediately. When I'm making cookies, I want to eat the cookies. I have no patience. So I need to have patience. So does anybody chill their dough? You do?
I do. Actually, I do.
On all your cookies? Or
Yeah,
just
on
certain?
purpose. Yep. I chill,
Okay.
I make it. I maybe bake a little bit, because you're right, it's hard to not. Put it in the refrigerator. I let it get cold. I scoop it out. I use one of those little ice cream scoopers, you know what I mean? So it's like a perfectly round. Put the dough back in and then bake them that way.
Yeah, I don't have the patience for that.
When I'm making cookies, I want to eat cookies. I mean,
Yeah,
we grew
right.
up, again, I'm dating myself, but we grew up eating my mom's cookie dough. We didn't know that thing called salmonella and eating raw eggs was bad. When mom made cookie dough, we were eating cookie dough, and there might be a few cookies if she didn't smack her hands enough. There might be some cookies that actually got baked, but yeah. So we make.
I ate cookie dough like crazy too. So I guess it's a wonder we survived. But then when my parents tell me what they used to eat and be treated with when they were kids, all the stuff that we now know is poison, I guess it's no wonder.
I mean, we
survived.
We drank out of hoses, we
did.
rode in cars without safety belts. We ate.
I
cookie
played lawn
dough.
darts.
Oh, we had
Those
lawn
are
darts.
outlawed now.
Yes.
I still have a set. They're fun.
Hey, this is a picnic theme. You could have brought them.
Darts would have worked wonderful.
Here we go.
I have them in the garage. I could drag them in.
Here we go.
So I'm thinking for the persona for these cookies is how am I going to put this? Patience is
Patience is a virtue.
There you go.
Okay.
Not a
Patience
kid's
is a
cookie, because
virtue.
they're not gonna be patient.
Well, I am gonna put that one. I started typing something that you don't have to put, you
Oh,
probably
you can
shouldn't
absolutely,
put.
well, you'll
I'm gonna
tell me
put-
what yours
You can
was.
have two personas. It can have a split personality. I have, the thing is, it's a chunk, it's a plump cookie.
It's a chunk plump.
Because that's how
I
you
like it.
described it at the beginning.
Love it.
Like,
It's a
you
funny
put whichever
cookie.
one you feel represents your cookie. I'm not gonna,
I'm kind
put
of,
my-
I'm kind of liking it. I'm kind of
my
liking
thing
it.
there.
That is too fun. So again, if you guys have any fun recipes that you like to take on picnics or to fairs and stuff when you're meeting your family or friends, if you think of them during our session tonight, throw them in the chat, or you can email me, kathywarren@gmail.com. We will put all of the recipes and stuff. I love that you're capturing the personas. We'll put the personas with the recipes as well. That's too fun.
I sent you a no-bake ice cream.
Oh,
Ooh, a
awesome.
no-bake ice. Ooh, that's yummy.
Ooh.
Yeah, it is. Oh, if I could just get her to quit being wound up. Sorry,
eat-
she is just,
Did you email that, Marcy?
I did.
Okay,
I sent it before the meeting, but not much before.
okay. I didn't
Here, I'll
check
put it in
email.
chat too.
No
Awesome.
bake ice cream. That's fun.
So Kathy, what
So we
about,
will
if-
fill those out.
I apologize.
Oh, you're fine.
Super excited about what we have planned for tonight.
Alright.
Because Marcy has her event, and I was thinking we have a lot of story mapping, and the story mapping goes back to our mind map and all of that. What if we play our contest?
I love
So
it.
that way Marcy has an opportunity to
I love
win
it.
$25 Amazon
I think
card.
that's
Would you guys
great.
like to do that now? And I mean,
Let's go do
there's-
that.
or we could go and do some user story mapping and really talk about that.
You can
So
do it either way. If I'm not here, it doesn't matter, but thank you for
I-
considering me. I appreciate
Well,
that.
let's-
Mine
let's
is
do
out
it.
there, so.
you guys, is everybody else ready? You guys want to play a game? We really do I mean, this is a social event, but we actually do learn things, educational things during this event. We promise you.
Oh, yes,
All
I
right.
plan to watch the recording for the parts I miss. I'm gonna log in on my phone to listen, but I won't be able to
Okay.
see. So that's why I
All right.
figure I'll be more or less off.
So we are going to go to Miro. Okay, so people will need to have your computer on, obviously, web-based browser, and I put in the board a link to Miro. And when you come into the Miro board, we can start to see you. And I will share my screen now, so that way people can see. Let's stop share. Hold on 1 second. Let me share the right screen. Get that one, so you guys can see what we are looking at. So can you see this Miro board here, everyone?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Ooh,
So,
that's not what I saw when I went in.
okay, there's a couple
Maybe I'm in
tricks.
the wrong spot, so.
Yep, there's a couple tricks with Miro. And part of what we like to do during these sessions, Kathy and I, is introduce you to tools, online tools, as well as the techniques. So we've used Lucidchart before. For our first mind mapping, we use Simple Mind for our second mind mapping. So for this one, we're going to be using 3 tools throughout the session, but this first one is Miro, and Miro allows you to do a lot of different things with storyboarding and other templates. It's live, it's interactive. So we're going to actually play our game in it, because these are icebreakers, right? You go to sessions before you start a elicitation. You really want to get people warmed up and interested in all of that. So we're going to do that using Miro, and in honor of our picnic theme, we are going to have a battle of the dogs. So what this means is in Miro, and what I'm going to do is there's plus and minuses to make the board bigger or smaller. Okay, so you can.
Why is it I see everyone moving around, but I don't see any of the graphics underneath their names and stuff?
Okay.
So that's why I'm very confused right now.
So using your right mouse, click on it and drag your board up. See, I put my right mouse and I'm doing this. So you can drag your board around to bring people there. Okay, and because I'm not sure where you're at, Marcy. Okay, but okay, so I see Brian. I see Bill, I see Kathy.
Christy Lee is right by my post-it, which is where I am, and I am not moving, so.
See where you're
Where are
at.
we?
Okay, let me,
I'm way up here.
you can see what I'm doing, right? I'm using my roller ball to scroll in and move around. See, I see a bunch of people over here. And so all you have to do is use your right mouse button, hold it down, and just move your board. Move
And
everybody.
I'm getting a highlighted thing. I don't have the hand that I usually have on Miro that I can move around with.
Hmm.
Let's see, let me try to figure out.
Okay,
Oops,
so-
wait a minute, where am I going now? I'm using the
So
scroll
Brian,
bar and
come
seeing
on
if I can
over
do it
here.
that way.
So what we want to do is we want to get closer to the board. And Bill's got his thing, and Bill, you're more than welcome to drag it over, because what we want to try to do, and Marcy, if we can't get you over here, I see buttons, boys. Here we go. Is that you over there?
I say buttons voice, yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Marcy?
whatever you found is me, and I still don't know where I am. So I'm seeing a blank board. I'm seeing the grid likes, but nothing else on it. So I don't know if it's
Okay,
just not
so
displaying
use
right or what.
Zoom out.
So zip
Zoom
out,
Yeah,
zoom out.
so
Okay.
scroll out, do your rollerball to scroll out.
So you see
I
rollerball.
had the same problem, Marcy.
Yep,
I
you
had
roll.
this-
So use your.
I don't have a roller ball on this computer, so I'm struggling. The
Ah.
mouse is not doing it. I'm on my home one instead of my work one.
Okay. Well, let's see where you're at. Well, we can help you. All right.
Do you really
Thank
have a
you.
rollerball?
Do I?
Yeah. I just haven't seen one of those in a long time.
No, I'm moving. I just don't know where I'm moving to.
It's on the mouse. It's right there. Isn't that what that's called?
You gotta use the bars actually at the bottom of this page and the side of the page.
Right down
Ah,
here.
there's scroll
Right, yeah.
bars. I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Right here? Yep. Many ways to do things. All
There
right.
you
So
go.
are we in good shape? Okay, awesome. So however you get there, and whatever type of old antiquated computer equipment that you're using, obviously I must be. So Bill, feel free to, send me something new and fancy that I can
All right.
use for the next one, okay?
Okay.
All right. So this is our contest. So
Okay, I just followed you to get where I need to be. It's just now I don't know where my post-it went.
Okay. Well, we can put a new post-it.
Thank you.
So tonight we're going to play the Battle of the Dogs, and I'm going to do one little thing. I'm going to put I'm going to share I got my sound shared. Okay, so let's do a little bit of music. You guys hear some music? All right, we get livened up. So tonight we're going to play the Battle of the Dogs. And the Battle of the Dogs is about your favorite hot dog and the copy and stick you love. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to turn off that sound for a second, is you're going to come over here to this the panel, and you're going to grab a sticky note, or if you have an image of a hot dog that you absolutely love that you took a picture, you can drag and drop it into here. That's how I got these little graphics of these awesome hot dogs, and all that was just by taking an image and dragging it and dropping it on the board. But if you come here and use your left mouse and click on it, you can grab a sticky, bring it on over, and you can resize the stickies however you want to resize the stickies. And like what I did here, I put stuff. Basic dog with mustard and relish, just the plain old simple one with some, I guess, with some deviled egg next to it. I'm happy as can be. So come in here and put your favorite dog on here, because we're going to have a contest. We're going to have voting and see who that everyone likes and picks as the best dog.
Does anyone see mine to drag it in, or should I just do a new one?
Just do a new one. Just do a new one.
Because I don't know where it is. I can't find it again.
Aren't we all just gonna pick our own?
Okay, there we go. Yep, just move it around. Yep, do what you need to do. Awesome. And so I tell you, while we're doing this, and you guys let us know when you're done with your dog concoctions. Like I said, if you have pictures, you can bring them in, you write them in there, but try to put your name, and next to it, like for me, I put my persona as basic dog. So if you could try to put that. Bill's is Maxwell Street Polish. So if we can kind of concoct the name that goes along with your dog, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
So-
I'm gonna change mine.
Okay, all right.
It's gonna be forget
So-
about it.
So the Battle of the Dogs started for me at a prior employer, where we had to come up with events to try to get people have fun at work, right? pre-COVID. So we were coming up with Kentucky Derby parties, right? So people would come in dressed up, and we had a President's Day, right? So we thought it would be a wacky holiday. So we did a President's Day event and honored presidents and brought in food, had a picnic, all of that. Well, one of the things that we decided to do is that we would have a battle of the dogs. Because as Kathy says, in Michigan, there's different kinds of hot dogs and different kinds of Coney Islands. And depending on where you live and the type of dogs, there's some serious dog rivalry going on. So I thought for our picnic event, because Kathy brought all the desserts and the salad, that I would bring the meat dish. And the meat dish is hot dogs or whatever it is that you'd like. If you want to throw in a hamburger and somebody votes for it, go for that too. It's just whatever you want. So just let me know when you're done and we will do some voting.
How do you get a picture in there? It won't let me paste it in.
Oh, what you do is you drag and drop it. It's got to be a certain kind of graphic, like a PNG, JPEG, etc. But let me pull up one.
Whoever's crying, someone's responding and looking and trying to help.
Somebody,
Whoever's
That's
somebody's a hot
crying, she
dog.
says, "I'm
Okay.
right here. Don't cry."
What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this. I just have a picture that was in here and I'm going to drop it. It's really not quite the right thing, but we're maybe thinking ahead of Christmas.
Oh.
All I did was literally drop it
Oh,
from
I
the file
love that
folder out
cute
there.
little dog though. That's so cute.
So there we go. So if you want to do that, Bill, go ahead. So how's everybody doing? Okay, Herschel, you're almost there. So is your persona maybe street dog? Well, you can't, he's got a Maxwell Street, okay. Ryan's got a Reuben
about
dog.
it. I like that.
Kathy's got a slaw dog. Let's who else?
Is mine showing up, I hope?
I see your,
Okay.
I see your name, but I don't
Okay,
see
there we
your-
go. We got it. Let me just make that
Oh,
bigger.
there
I
we
just,
Okay,
go.
good.
Good.
I just grabbed the corner and.
I haven't
make-
found a picture because I don't know how to picture that one. So
That's okay. We put a couple extra dogs here, floating around. If you feel like grabbing one of those and throwing it on your picture, feel free to do that. And so how is, let's see, whose dogs are we missing? Rosalind, let's see if she's still here.
I like the one right here, but I don't know how to get it into my thing or how to borrow it. The
So
dog
Rosalind, if
dog.
you, Tanya, if you let us know if you want to play the dog game, maybe we're missing it. Awesome opportunity to win.
Yeah,
25
can I
gift
use
card.
my role on my phone?
Did you want me to I can put one on there for you if you'd like.
Yes. But is it usable on the phone?
Yes, it is. Yes, you should
Oh,
be able
okay.
to bring it up. You should be able to bring it up in front. It may be a little bit more difficult, but feel free to try it. If not, I'd be happy to throw a post-it note out there for you. All that. So part of what we're learning here, is a tool called Miro, if you haven't used it before. And one of the nice things about Miro is that there are lots and lots of templates in there, such as when we talk about storyboards. Let me scroll up here a little bit. Let me just get that dropped. Like these storyboards, you can create that very easily. And there's templates in Miro that allow you to do that. So you can do your storyboarding, your story mapping, your user stories in Miro in this collaborative environment. So if you have an event, a lot of times, you start out with a little bit of jazzy music going on, get everybody warmed up. You start talking about your personas. You're like, what do they mean? What do we want to know about them? And then so you can go through a whole customer journey, a journey in story mapping within Miro using a bunch of the different templates and a bunch of the different functionality within this tool. So we just wanted to point that out in case it was something that anybody has an interest in, just like we last time learned how to use Simple Mind Map. And none of these we are not paid for these. We are not advocating them from where we get money. It's just tools that we use, and there's free versions of them out there if you're ever interested.
Okay. Yeah, I use my role at work. but I've never used it on my phone.
Okay. So
Yeah.
let's, so did you want me to, do you want to put in the chat what it is and I'll get it out here? If you pop it into the chat, I can grab it and put it out here. Is Rosalind still here? Yep, there she is. Okay.
Yeah. Battle of the Dogs. What are your favorite?
Okay. And Tanya, were you, how were you doing? Okay. Let me get to chat.
And I got the picture to work, but it's so tiny.
What?
You can't even see it, it's so tiny.
Ketchup. Okay, ketchup. All right.
I'll be right back. I'm grabbing stuff to get ready to leave while
Okay.
I'm doing this.
Oh,
so.
no
All right. We're going to vote in just a minute. Okay.
How do you make it thicker?
Yeah, Rosalind says, please put it up for her. She's definitely having problems. so.
Okay. Yep. I put hers right here with ketchup. Okay. All righty. And did you have anything else other than that? That's hot dog and ketchup. Sounds pretty good. Okay. So as soon as Marcy's back, we will vote then, because I think Tanya might have stepped away for a call. Okay. So the good news for Marcy and Herschel and Rosalind and Brian is that Kathy, myself, and unless somebody gives Bill Powers special powers, we can't win. Just saying.
Yeah, I can take it out.
You're gonna take yours off?
I can
right.
take over the whole thing.
Oh, see, yes, exactly.
I can hijack
That's
it.
the
You're
way to
gonna get in
win.
so much. You're gonna get in so much trouble later. That's all I have to say. I'm just saying, you're gonna be in a huge amount of trouble.
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna move some of us over here. I'm gonna move Santa, delete them. Unless somebody wants Santa. Here we go. Delete him. Okay, so Kathy's here. I am here. Bill, you're gone.
No.
Oh man.
Just
So
like
we're
that.
just like that. And where is lovely Kathy Lee? Did you put a dog out there? Did I miss you?
No, I hate hot dogs. My favorite topping would be a lit match.
What? Lit match.
Okay then.
Wow.
I could say tell us how you feel, but I think
Tell
you
me
just
how you
did.
really feel. Yeah.
You're telling me at the ball field, you don't want
I
to have.
am on a.
Yes,
I-
that's what I'm telling you.
Oh,
And I
thank
do
you.
love to go to watch
I
baseball,
am.
but I don't eat a hot dog at a baseball game. No.
Kathy, you have to go to Lansing. You have to go to Lansing Lug Nuts. I'm sure all the minor leagues down there with you
Okay.
guys too do them. They have the most amazing food that's
Which you did.
non-hot dog related.
That's
so
cool. Yeah.
I
Oh
get,
yeah.
I get chicken nachos, which is to die
Yeah,
for.
I
at
get
a
whatever
baseball
else. I get whatever else they have at the baseball field, whether it's chicken wings or pizza or something else.
game. Oh, that's too
Oh
fun.
man.
fun.
All right. So is Marcy back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
I'm-
awesome. So Kathy Lee, before we vote, I'll show you guys how to do that. I put no, thank you. Put that for the record. Just for the record for everyone here. No, thank you. Not
Someone
interested.
sees someone in the waiting room. It's my cell phone.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
All right. So to vote, it's just as easy as it is to put the notes out here, and let me show you how to do that. So not only the cool music, which I stopped playing, and I can if you want during voting. What happens is that I'm going to click on the button here, which is a voting button. And I'm going to say you can only vote once, and we'll give you 2 minutes. And everybody has sticky notes for their pictures. And so what will happen is, and we're going to do a test one first. So we'll show you how to do this. So once I click start, and I will join the voting. People would come out here and you would pick the dog that you like. So for instance, if I wanted to pick Kathy's during this test voting, I would click on it and I'd see a 1 and I'd be like, I don't really want Kathy's. I could get the minus and then go back and get my own dog.
It actually came up for all of us because I was just doing it. So you'll
Yep.
probably have to clear it.
Yep. So that's how you do it. You literally pick on it and you click it because I only set up for 1 vote. So whoever gets the most votes wins the $25. Okay. So I'm going to end for everyone. And does anybody have any questions before we vote? And everybody gets to vote. Okay. All right. And then it'll aggregate it. All right. So are we ready? We ready to vote?
Ready.
Wait, where do we put the ketchup? Oh, where do we put the ingredients?
You put the ingredients here on under your hot dog on the item right here. So you did yours perfectly. That's exactly what you did. You got a street dog with ketchup, onions, and mayo.
Wait, where? There. That's the.
Tejas.
Oh, there's Tejas. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. So Tejas, thank you. So Tejas, you would take a sticky note here and you would drag it over and then you would put your name. Thank you, Kathy Lee. Then you would put the ingredients right below that. Okay.
And all the ingredients to make hot dog.
The hot dog toppings. Some people like ketchup, onions, mustard. Some people like Fritos.
Yeah, you don't want to know what
Kathy,
makes.
can I tell you my vote in chat so I can go to the car? Because I'm not going to be able to vote when I'm in the car. I'll put it
Okay.
private to you. Can you do the vote for me?
We'll just add it to the count, Steph.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kathy, you can vote for her. Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
That's not real official.
Okay. So how you doing? Would you like to put it in chat and then I can insert it for you if you'd like? Or there you are. We see you. Just go up to and type it in. Just click into it. And just start typing. You're almost
I want
there.
to see what he says first. I may have to change it based on what this one is.
Now
Type
this,
fast. Type
Wait,
fast.
do I drag the hot dog around too? No. No.
Can you
no.
tell me what yours is while you're typing it so I know?
What are your
Yeah.
toppings?
Well, it's going to be the toppings are, it's going to be onion, tomato, and balsamic vinegar.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
that's the twist.
Oh, that one's-
That is a twist.
Yeah.
Okay, you have
You're
my
gonna
vote,
eat it
Kathy.
though, right?
Some.
I'm vegetarian.
Ah,
There we go.
no
Okay.
hot dog. No,
All right.
So I don't know what to do. So I should
Well,
just
hot
like.
dogs are only partially meat.
A bun and some things. All right, and some toppings. Perfect. So I think we have everybody. We didn't get Tanya, but she might have stepped away. So are we?
I'm here, but I'm on my phone headed to the car. So just to let you know, I'm muted.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So are we ready to start voting? Not hearing that, so let's get that.
Yep.
All right, so here we go. I'm going to click it. We're going to get 1 vote apiece and you get a couple minutes. And I can always stop it early. And so here are the people that we're going to vote for. So let's get going. All right, it's voting time. Everybody pick your favorite by just clicking on the plus. Oh, this is so hard. This is so hard. Let's see. Brian's got a Reuben dog. Herschel's got a street dog. Oslin has ketchup. Kia has onions, tomatoes, balsamic vinegar. And Marcy and Buttons has a Euro dog with meat, onions, tomato, tahini, grilled hot dog, oversized. Ooh, wow. Look at that. Are we ready? Is everybody voting? How are we doing, everyone?
So Steph, I don't think I paid attention right. I voted, but I gave you Marcy's vote in private chat. So
Okay, yep,
look at,
yep,
look
I
at
will-
private chat and add Marcy's in.
I will do that. Yep.
So should we just put it like in the text, like right there?
Okay, here, let me end. You guys, we're gonna resume voting again, okay? Okay, so let's start again. Ignore what this is. Don't look. Okay, we got it. Okay, votes cast. Got it? Okay. All right, so what we would do is when we start voting, there's a plus sign. And you would just click on the plus sign. So let me show you. So if we were to vote, say we do 2, Kathy, if we do 2, you can do on behalf of her, okay?
Oh, okay.
And okay, so if I click start, so what everybody would do in your version of this is you would click on a plus sign for whichever one you're voting for. Okay, so of these 5, you would, click a plus if you were doing for Rosalind or if you were doing for Marcy. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
It let me vote twice.
Yes, I changed it so we could get Marcy in there.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Yeah,
Okay, slip one in there.
you stop misbehaving,
Yeah,
mister.
sorry.
All right.
So
right,
everybody
so-
vote, everybody do 1 vote, and I'll put Marcy's in as my second vote.
Yeah, just one vote. Okay.
Sorry for being a pain, everyone.
You
I'm in the
are
car
fine.
right now.
You are
You're
fine. So
fine.
awesome. All right. So is this it? Drum roll, please. Okay.
good.
We're going to do the vote. Here we go. We're going to do 1 vote apiece and click the plus for what you got going on. And let's do the voting. All right. So everybody go into your version and click whichever one that you want to be the winner. Okay. All righty.
There's
We
not
got 1 of 5.
there's not one available on the Marcy and Button Euro.
All right, let's try it again.
Where did the plus go?
I don't know.
Oh,
We're gonna figure it out. All
oh
right.
boy. All
All
right.
right. Hey, we may get to story
That's right. This is what keeps it
This is
interesting.
how we learn.
I'm just gonna do just vote 1 time. Okay. Sticky
Yeah,
notes,
just-
images, shapes, text. We're just gonna go all of it. And we don't have 1 vote per object, so we should be good there. All right, let's see what happens. If not, we're gonna put it in chat and do it the old fashioned way. All right.
I'm still not seeing plus signs on a couple.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
It always has some quirk, you know.
It's free. What do you want?
Yeah.
If we were paying for it.
Yeah, I'm only seeing like a few plus signs.
Yeah, I am too.
That makes no
Weird.
sense. Okay,
Yeah,
so
just gonna roll
let's,
with it.
is it maybe the type? Okay. So so what we're gonna do now is just put into chat to the Kathy, do you want to do it or do you want me to do it? Do you want it to come to you or to me?
Doesn't
Okay.
doesn't matter.
Okay, so everybody in chat to me, okay? Stuff, put your vote and I will pull it all together pretty quickly, okay? So it's either Brian, Marcy, Rosalind, Herschel, or Tiha, okay? Thank you.
There's a drop down to take your chat from everyone to the person you're sending it to. People aren't familiar with Zoom.
Hey,
I
hey,
can
hey.
be the commenter sitting in my car. Kathy, will you forward mine for me, please?
I've got
Thank
yours
you.
covered.
Okay,
Thank you. I'm testing the mute on my car. Tell me if you can still.
Just lost you, Marcy.
Oh, well, I
It
think she was
works.
testing the mute, so it worked.
Hopefully it was
worked.
The
working.
mute button on my phone or on my steering wheel works. That's good to know. I don't have to go to the phone. I can be hands-free. Yay. I hadn't tested it, so that's why I wanted to know.
it's coming together, everyone. Or we're almost there. See, we're hitting. This is what happens when you do old school, right? You just kind of go for it.
It always works. But now
Hey, you
now
know
we've
what?
got options because you always have to have plan B ready to
That-
roll when you're
that
doing
is
a
true.
meeting.
That is true.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to have low tech backup.
That's what this is right here. That's what I got going on.
Yeah. It's still
Okay.
I
tech
tend to
though,
need low
because
tech backup a lot. It just
Yeah.
happens. You know, technology's great when it works, but it does fail.
Yeah.
It does.
Well,
It does.
and it's really not even low tech backup because we're still using Zoom and that's technology, right?
There you go. There you go.
All right.
Kind of like medium tech here going
We
on.
have-
Yeah, there you go.
we have a very, very, very strong winner. And I'm going to move it over to the winner circle. And the winner is
Shouldn't that be the wiener circle?
The winner circle.
Yes, absolutely.
Brian, you're on fire tonight.
oh,
buddy.
and okay, in the wieners. Okay, who did that? Okay, in the wiener circle is Marcy. Round of applause for Marcy. Woo!
Really? I'm surprised. Button will be thrilled when I tell her when we get home because she was advocating for her dog. She
There
just
we
said
go.
it smells really good. It is really good, by the way. I love it. It's
Well, and
Congratulations.
it's Greek, right? Because it's
Yay!
Euro. It's Euro meat, so that makes it Greek.
yeah, it was actually one of my neighbors that came up with it, and he's Greek. So
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yay!
That's his son,
Congratulations.
Oh, you
Wow.
got a trophy too.
and he's
Mark.
literally from Mykonos. So
Oh,
I had
okay.
to tell him over the fence that
There
it
you
won.
go. Yeah.
But we're all wieners, I guess, or winners.
Uh-huh.
And
Yes, we are. I
and-
want to try some of the ones I saw though. That Reuben one sounded really good too. They all sound good, and I like the one with balsamic. That sounded like an interesting twist too.
yeah. Oh, definitely, definitely.
And
So
Now I'm
Brian, I
hungry,
just,
even though I ate dinner.
or Bill, I
Awesome.
just like Bill's name, the forget about it. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Just
there we
forget
go.
about
The
it.
forget.
I
about it.
love that
Forget
name.
about.
Oh, he changed it to forget about it. Awesome. All right. So, thank you for playing the Battle of the Dogs, even though it was a battle of the game and the board, but we did learn something tonight, right? We did learn a new tool.
Yeah.
We learned personas.
Thank you. And you taught me how to move around the board when it wasn't cooperating. So thank
It
you.
wasn't me. It wasn't me. You got to thank somebody else. I've got the old school roller
Oh,
thing.
whoever was guiding me and said, try the scroll bars and then I followed too. So that
Bill.
worked.
That was Bill. Bill's
was
always
Steph.
saving the day.
That was stuff.
Always saving the day.
Thank you.
And by the way, Tiha, you got 2 votes,
You're welcome.
and Brian, you got 2 votes. But everybody's a winner here.
We've been
So
doing
we've
so
got a lot of
awesome.
great recipes. We learned about
Absolutely.
personas. We learned a lot of recipes and how to use the mural board. And hopefully you found this interesting as a tool that you can use in warm-up sessions, in requirements gathering, and
So is that a tool you can sign up for and use it for free
yes.
with limited with limited applications, I'm sure, and then a cost one if you want more?
Yes, yes. This is once again one of those free tools that gives you X
Cool.
amount of flexibility. I use it at work and it has a little bit more. So I was a little stumped when it wouldn't do everything that it's supposed to do, but I apologize for that.
Probably the advanced account at work.
Yeah.
I have one at work and it operates differently than what I was using tonight. That's why I was stuck. I'm like, I can't do what I do at work, but maybe it's also my computer too. I don't know.
Yep. But once again, this is a social event. We like to have fun, and when you're in sessions, you don't know what's going to go, right? You plan it out, you do your thing. So it's all about adapting. And
Bingo.
and great job, everyone. Really great job. So let's see, Kathy, what's next on our agenda?
So let me jump back to go through where we are.
Oh, is it story map?
We are close. May I share my screen again?
You absolutely can.
Let me try if I can get it rolling. Okay. Current slide. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So just to know, we'll send you guys all the fun hot dogs too. So we will include, along with the fun recipes, we're going to go through the mural board and we will pull in all the all the battle dogs. And highlight our wiener circle. So I do love that. Jumping into setting the stage for user stories and some user story mapping. This one was kind of a fun blog we found way back before all this fun stuff that we're doing. The days of Dilbert was a little far advanced for everything going on. So even Dilbert, I'm sure you guys have seen this before, but this one just cracks me up. I just love her response. Give me all my features or I'll ruin your life. How many times have we heard that in sessions? So with
Today.
yeah,
Today. Yeah, just today.
Just today.
yes, it goes. So if you want, Steph, do you want to jump into yours? This is just a recap of some sources that we will include, but I will stop my screen share and let you roll with yours.
Okay, let me do that. All right, so in the spirit of coming away from this session with more than learning Miro, we are going to talk about IIBA story mapping. So IIBA has the technique in the Agile extension to the Babcock Guide 7.20 from a story mapping perspective. So I'm pretty certain everybody is familiar with story mapping, and if are there any experts here that's an expert story mapper that has any tips or tricks they'd like to share before we talk about what story mapping is, or should I just commence? I know Kathy Lee is a wizard at it.
I wouldn't call myself a story mapping expert. I think you should just
continue.
Yeah, continue.
I can, I can tell you one tip, and that is to have fun with that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That keeps people's attention.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
That's the main one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because
and take all ideas, because you never know what nugget can expand to something else.
Right.
Exactly. And to me, when you think about story mapping and you look at the visuals of this, at times it becomes very daunting, right? You hear people talk about user stories. We just did a number of exercises before that. We worked on personas, which is part of user stories, right? What is the persona and who is the person, and some information. We didn't fully flesh them out, but that all kind of combines into when you get into story mapping. And so in story mapping, because we only have just a couple minutes left, you really start out with these high level user stories, the activities, and you then get into the lower user stories and the lowest level. They all have different themes and activities with it. You rank them in priority, and let me show you. So Kathy, Warren, what we need to do is make sure our next session we work on this, so that way we can really dive into it like the last time. What do you think? Because I'm not going to be able to do justice in the next 5 minutes, even though I'd like to.
No,
and I feel like I'm rushing, so I don't want to do that. So let me do this. So the references that Kathy was just showing you in the PowerPoint, which you'll get, are great references. They're people that we know, people that we work with. One of them is, which I was actually going to spend a little bit of time on, is Dr. Michael. And he is an expert in many things and teaches a lot of classes, but this is one of his techniques.
Mm-hmm.
And let me get down to here. And he really breaks it out into an excellent understanding of it, where he talks about these user stories are the backbone of it. Mm-hmm. The raw map represents the customer journey, or the activities the customer will perform in a sequential manner to support the goal. So you think about it sequentially, right? You're telling the story with these user actions, these user activities. Mm-hmm. You have a timeline, like what is the timeline that it takes to do this, right? Typically you're thinking sprints and timing, and how many of these tasks can we get in within a sprint, etc. You have these user tasks, which he says is the walking skeleton, broken down into several tasks required to complete it, right? So we tonight learned a lot of things about how do you go in to do something, how do you break it down, how do you actually fill out a task in order to complete it, right? If we were using that as a requirement for software, we could have built a story map that kind of talked about the activities that we did, what we needed to do, and we could have mapped it out that way. Then there's user steps. And then we always do, well, I use rank priority, but it's optional. And we have the release schedules. So give you a taste of what we will be working on next. And let me bring up my different piece of software, which is back to Lucidchart, which we started in the first mind mapping. And so in here, what we did with our mind map a while ago, and let me bring that up. So this was our St. Patty's Day with all of our Irish toast, which was super fun. We said we wanted to build a community. And how do you build a community, right? Like a community of people, of like-minded people, people of diverse, just finding people that that you can learn and grow and understand with. And so we said, from an IIBA perspective, we have chapter meetings, we have education, we have mentoring, we have BA tools. Some of them we've been working on tonight and each time. We do networking, what we're doing tonight, and we do a bunch of items out on social media. So we were going to focus on education and what it means to break it down, to understand how do you actually pull off an educational program. So this was the area that we're going to focus on, or we're going to focus on tonight. And so here, using the story mapping exercise, we have the activities of what it takes. Log into your account, you manage some documents. While some of these seem not so interesting, but this is what it takes to set up the training for users and the materials out there. We just completed materials for a data analytics class. And so much of these things we had to do in order to create the content for it, in order to then deliver it to anyone who's interested. So not so much the social piece, but the working piece of it. And so here were the tasks that we did. You log in, you open documents, you manage documents, we delete documents, we add objects to them. Then here were some of the subtasks, and I put them by priority of what we would do and how we would do it. And so for our next session, we can use this example, or we can go back to something fun and really break out some other pool activities and break it out into a user story on how maybe we'd create a pool party instead of content for an educational program, which to me sounds like a lot more fun. Mm-hmm. So within 5 minutes, let me kind of recap on what we just talked about. Go ahead.
I have to drop now because I'm here,
Okay.
but I just wanted to let you guys know I'm dropping, okay?
Thank you.
So, it
Good
was
night,
fun.
Marcy.
I'll listen to the recording.
Great seeing you again.
Good seeing you too. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Excellent. So I'm just taking from Dr. Michael or IIBA, where we talk about what do we want to do with our user story backbone. We can take it from a fun event to building hot dogs, to building an educational program, to planning a pool party, because the concepts and the techniques are the same. It's just, what are you trying to accomplish, right? What task are you trying to do? User activities, what steps do you need to take? What priority you need to do with them, et cetera, et cetera. And so Kathy Lee or Bill Powers, did you have anything that you wanted to add to the what we just very quickly talked about?
Well, all I wanted to add was just the more that you break it down into the various smaller steps, the easier it is to use it to create test scripts afterwards as well.
Absolutely. And then another quick things, as we were talking through earlier, and we talked about storyboards. And remember when Kathy was talking about baking the cakes, and I said that would be a great storyboard. Mm-hmm. So a similar thing is right here in IIBA, they frequently use an example of an ATM, right? So if you're in the BABAC, et cetera, there's always these ATM examples. So here's an example using a storyboard that we could have broken down and continue in our story mapping of Nancy the Navigator, which is her persona, and how she is trying to look for an ATM. So similarly, we could have used this in our story mapping and broke it down into all the steps on exactly what she needed to do to get cash and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then here is a storyboard that we could use to caption it. So I just wanted to show you that within these tools, whether it's Miro or Lucid, there's all these templates and charts and things that you can use that make it very easy for you to take the concepts from within the Babok and really just break them down in easier fashion so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can just apply the techniques, leverage your resources such as, you know, Dr. Michael White, as well as we had a couple other ones that was the user story mapping with Jeff Patton, who's in the link, as well as one of our own, Tom Kirk, who give your customers a high five. So just different books and different things, as well as your chapter, your community that can help you to figure it out, to understand how to use it, how all of these pieces fit together, and how to make it just a seamless process. And with that, I'm going to hand it back to Cathy Warren
Right.
for the for the conclusion.
Sure. Just to wrap things up. So we will, this slide is just some of the resources that Steph walked us through from Dr. Michael White. If you're not on his, email subscription list, I highly recommend it because, once a week he sends out his Technique Tuesday, and I think it was meant to be, because the Technique Tuesday, I think of May 10th, was user story mapping. So he's got a nice blog there. Tamet Kirk, her webinar that she did through IIBA, if you missed it, I know she's done it twice, but the Writing Effective User Stories was a really good webinar. It's out there in the archives now, so if you missed it, you can go back and take a look at that, and hers was very good. She refers to her book as well. It's got some excellent tips for just doing user stories. Jeff Patton, the ton of information about him as well. He's got a blog post out on the IIBA site, and if you just go to YouTube and do Jeff Patton, you will get a whole bunch of his webinars. They vary anywhere from about 3 minutes on to almost 2 hours. So I know I want to take a look at some of those before our next session as well, but a lot of information out there. So we will include these links. They'll be in this the slide deck that we'll send to you, and we can add those links in as well. So this is a copy of last month, or last time. So what I want to do, Cathy, is if we can get the updated link for your latest and greatest events from Bluegrass. You guys have so many events coming up.
Yeah.
You want to take a quick minute and walk everybody through? You guys got a CBDA.
Yeah, we just started that. Yeah, we just started the CBDA group. We started that last Thursday. So we're going to continue with it this Thursday. So there are 7 more sessions now. We just had our introductory first session, and Bill assigned some homework that he designed. And
homework's always good.
Yeah. So we're going to see what everybody did with that this coming Thursday. In other words, in 2 days. In addition to that, of course, tomorrow we have our annual general meeting. And then later on, we're going to have our annual, basically our annual strategy and planning meeting. We'll have that in July. We don't actually invite people to that one, but also this coming Saturday, we have an escape room Saturday morning at 10. So if you go out to bluegrass.iiba.org and look at our events, you'll be able to see that if you want to sign up for it. It should be pretty interesting. I don't know exactly how it works, although we did record 2 videos for it. So it should be pretty entertaining. Oh, thank you for the link.
Oh, thanks,
Stephanie.
Thanks for popping those in there.
That was good. Yeah. So we're doing an escape room, and so it'll be like a breakout room, except it's not the physical thing. It's virtual, and it's all about business analysis. So that's mostly what we have going on right now.
And I've heard I've heard through the grapevine that you guys are doing is it a joint session with is it RTP? You're going to do a CPOA study group this fall.
Yeah, we are going to do another CPOA study group. So we are going to do that. I'm not sure. I mean, if you heard that it was with RTP, then it probably is. Yeah. So, but yeah, we are going to do that. And yeah, I'm trying to think what else we have going on. What else we have going on this summer, you guys, other than our.
The Agile Fundamentals course.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So, and that's with our sponsor, Soft Ed. So we've got a couple of those coming up.
And then
so this will be good. Mhm.
Yep, and then the Business Analysis Tools and Technique course, guaranteed to run, BA 105. That's in runs from July 26th through July 28th. And we have our next social event, which will be this in August. We're still figuring out the date. Kathy's got a next slide on that. And then we're also going to be doing a BA on the Street where I am going to be interviewing Kathy Warren.
Cool.
Yes.
There will be cookies.
There will be
Yeah.
cookies.
They'll be virtual. Yeah.
There'll be virtual.
Virtual.
Virtual cookies.
We'd like to
Calorie-free.
Cookies.
We do have a disclaimer for the guests that have never joined us before that not all Bluegrass events talk about food and cookies. We do this on our social event, right? Some of these others, they're more focused on actually the educational aspect of it. While we try to get there, we sometimes run out of time, and we do apologize for that, but we try to make these as interactive and as interesting and food forward as possible. So we're always looking for good recipes.
Fantastic. Well, I will just quickly with the Southeast Michigan chapter on Thursday, we have Neil coming up. I know he was part of your business analysis development day. So he's gonna give us a little bit of expertise as well, doing BA roles in a scaled agile enterprise. And by the way, big shout out and big kudos to you guys for your amazing development day that you did. I'm so grateful that you're allowing us to have a couple months to finish going through all of the different speakers that you had. It was a phenomenal set of speakers. So that had to be a huge undertaking to get that all set up and all the different tracks, but huge kudos to you. Great job, and can't wait to see what you guys do next year. So we also will continue our BA coffee breaks. And then a new thing that we're doing, and you'll see some more out on LinkedIn with this. Jerry Talley was our speaker last month and talked to us about he's got some great ways of basically making the complex clear. And so he spoke with us back in April with the session he's going to be doing in July, from purpose to process to people, and how you really just take a problem and break it down. And it kind of walks you through kind of the ABCs of it, and makes so much sense. And it really does make something that sounds so difficult, it really does help make it clear. So he's offered a session. He's working with the Association of Talent Development Group, but he's offering BAs to IIBA BAs to come into it as well. So look for some stuff from us out on LinkedIn to promo that. He's given us a little bit of a discount code as well. So we'll include that in the follow-up with this session as well, so you guys have all that. And again, as Steph said, we're going to have a pool party come August. So we will be looking at our schedules. We're looking potentially, so a tentative idea is some collaborative games we can follow on with what we're doing with the story mapping, but also pull in some ways. We had another excellent speaker, Megan Bolnowski, had an excellent presentation of really how do you help keep your talent on your teams. You have to keep everybody engaged. You have to keep everybody having fun and liking what they're doing. So she had a whole ton of collaborative games that that I think we're going to try to intersperse in all these fun social events that we have. So that is the end. So again, thank everybody so much for joining us. You guys make these sessions fun. They are fun to plan, and I do learn. So I appreciate all the tips and tricks from everybody, and thanks for a fun night.
Thanks, Kathy. Yeah.
Thank
It's,
you.
Yep.
This
And
was
hopefully we
great.
see you next time. And congratulations again to Marcy, even though she still isn't on, for the
Winner.
Battle of the Dogs, a winner, and all the awesome recipes. And we look forward to learning and growing and continuing to build our community.
Fantastic.
All right.
This
Good
was a
night,
fun
everybody.
guys.
Take care, everyone. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Good night.